Alright, so this is the back of the controller. This is before clear coat, 2 coats of paint. I masked everything off underneath so that it won't interfere with anything. The button still works. All the inside's masked off. I did get a little overspray on it. And here's the front. I did the shadowing to the best of my abilities on the side. You can see where it's kind of faded out. And then I also came along the front and misted it in. And then I came along the back and shadowed it in. And I was attempting to do these, and my airbrush splattered right there. And my dad's always told me it's not about how skilled you are, or it's not about how quickly you can do something. It's about how quickly you can get out of your screw-ups. And I called him and I said, what would you like, him being the owner of this controller that's paying me to paint this, I said, how would you like a splatter, like paint droplets splatter on your controller? Yeah, sure, that'd be cool. So I splattered some paint everywhere. You can see better how I fogged along the lines right there. I was having some trouble because my airbrush was spitting, so when I was trying to, like you can see, I was trying to go along it nice and slow, and it was spitting out in some spots, and it wasn't just leaving a nice overspray, which is why I went in and fogged it in from the other directions. To kind of hide that. And anyways, what I did is I depressed the paint. I pulled the paint trigger back with the air down, and I just let the air up, and then I let the trigger forward, and then I just went like this and pointed and went, pushed the air quick, and it just went. Because what happens is when the paint keeps going, it drips down into the nozzle, and then when you blow the air, there's some of that paint still stuck in front of the needle, so it blows that out. And you can see some of them are bigger than others because I pulled the trigger back farther, which means that there was more paint dripping down before I let the trigger forward. So there's a couple of them that are pretty big. Now this is with Testors square bottle enamel, the black is. So I'm going to let this sit a day, probably 2 days, before I go to clear coat this, since I'm clear coating it with Duplicolor. And I mean the Testors is pretty mild, where it doesn't craze like a lot of enamels will. Why, I don't know, but it just seems to work with almost anything. Like I've used enamel paint with Testors 1 coat clear over the top of it, which is lacquer. Ooh, nice, scratch up the paint job. But yeah, anyways, I didn't do any designs on the back because you're holding it like this. Anyways, with the buttons and stuff, I don't really play video games a whole lot. But yeah, like you're holding it like this, and then your other hand is like this. So, yep, I will put another video up once the clear coat's done. This is going to have really, really deep clear coat because this has some pretty good ridges. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. You can hear it go over each line. You can probably see them if my camera focuses enough. come on. Anyways, yep, I'll be uploading some more pictures once the clear coat's dry. Thanks for watching.